Hey, y'all, listen, happy Tuesday. Glad to see y'all in the building. It's Trending Topics Tuesday. We got stuff to talk about. And yes, the train pulled out a little late tonight, but it still is pulling out the building. First, I want to say a big thank you to y'all. You know, earlier this summer, a lot of y'all joined with me in prayer for my dad. My dad is home, doing well, and tomorrow he will be 86 years old. To God be the glory. So listen, tomorrow night the train will not be pulling out because I'm gonna go visit him, say a quick hello and a happy birthday. But I want to say thank you to everybody for all your prayers. So listen, tonight's lineup for Trending Topics is You Talk Too Much. And we had this title before, but the fact of the matter is some people just talk too much. Run their mouth. Say stuff out of their mouth that they can't take back. And then they want to look at the consequences and want to be like, why is this happening to me? No, it's happening because you ran your mouth. You ran your mouth. That's why this is happening. You ran your mouth. You started the ball rolling, and now it's crashing and burning everything down. And you like, did I do that? Yes, you did. They said to every action, there's a reaction or whatever that saying is. So you got to watch what you do because it's going to come back to you. So Kevin Hart, I didn't know that him and Michael Jordan had a beef. Kevin Hart said a long time ago, Michael Jordan hired him to do a comedy show. He said he came, he did the show. Come on, loose lips change shits. You better talk about it. He said he hired him. He came to do the show. He said Michael Jordan came to the show late. Said, yeah, Michael Jordan came to the show late. And he said he started roasting him. Said talked about his pants being up too high. He said he talked about his mustache. And he talked about his kids. Yes, Kevin Hart did. And he said during the show, Michael Jordan was looking at him like, yo, that's what you're doing? You really going there? He said Michael Jordan hasn't said a word to him since. But he claimed he don't care. He said it is what it is, and, I'm moving on with life. Now, this happened, I believe, at the very least, almost over a decade ago. So we got to talk here because do you just forgive and let it go? Are you going to hold a grudge for life? We're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about it. So the next story we got tonight is this MyKayla Skinner. She is a former USA Olympic gymnast, did do the gymnastics. And God bless anybody, whether you're male or female, you do the gymnastics, your body is amazing and it's super strong. They be doing they be flipping, spinning, doing all kind of stuff. God bless them. Got a strong body and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get your body in condition to do all that. So, sometimes people let their jealousy get the best of them and they want to mask their jealousy as, I'm just saying my opinion. So she came out and said, instead of her celebrating, her fellow Olympic gold team, the USA team, she came out and she threw a little shade. Now, everybody's smart until they not, right? She want to claim that she twisted up her words. She didn't mean it the way it was said. No, you meant what you said. She said people don't work hard now, this, that, and the other, and something about Simone, probably the best one on the team. She opened up her mouth, inserted foot in it, and now, she's mad at the backlash. Now, I will say this. I do not, and I never will I do not like when these fans want to go too far, telling people we're going to unalive you, you should unalive yourself, and doing all these threats. I think it's messy. And y'all may hear like a lot of banging on my window. Listen, the rain has been going off and on, and it's beastly. It's beastly. And anybody out there that's dealing with Debbie on a high level, I'm going to pray for y'all. Yeah, Kerry, jealousy is an ugly animal. It's an ugly animal. Listen, let me tell you something. I'll talk about YouTube for a minute. There's been people that started before me and after me that are way ahead of me. I'm not mad at them. May God continue to bless them. And God is going to give me what's supposed to be for me when I'm supposed to get it. I'm not going to sit on here and do a whole live talking about how I hate them. I'm happy for them. If you in these streets winning, I'm happy to keep winning. Keep winning. I'm not mad at you. And I'm not going to sit on here and do a subliminal live, a side live, a behind the scenes live, trying to hate on you. For what? And listen, I've been here for a minute. I'm 54. I've been here for a minute. I ain't got time to be hating on you. I'm not mad at you. I'm happy for you. So instead of her getting on her live, I think she has a podcast or whatever on her YouTube, Instagram, wherever she did it. She got up there and wanted to talk about people not hard workers, this, that, and the other. Then when she caught the backlash, she said she went behind the scenes and she did apologize. You should have put her and now I take it back because she said she apologized behind the scenes and she did apology on her Instagram. I will say that. She did say that. So she went and apologized, and she said that Simone responded to her and said she was proud of her. But then when Simone and the team won the gold medal, Simone put out a little tweet or whatever she did. She said, this is what lazy gymnasts or whatever get you. Pretty much referring to what MyKayla said. MyKayla said after that, the ball started rolling again and the people kept coming back to her again with the threats. Now, people are so unstable. You can't, why? I don't understand. Why would you threaten somebody you don't even know? You can't be this invested in somebody's life that you don't know. That's crazy to me. What the kids say, that's crazy work. I will not get on my keyboard. And if I do, y'all going to call for me, get some help for me. I'm not going to get on my keyboard telling somebody to unalive themselves. I'm not going to get on my keyboard telling somebody, oh, I hate you. What the heck? So she says she's getting a lot of threats and she wants Simone Biles to stop it. She wants Simone to get online and tell her fans, because I guess she thinks it's just all Simone people. Tell Simone fans. She said, tell your fans to stop it. And then she want to throw a guilt trip on her. She said, you care about mental health. So she's saying this is impacting my mental health, and I need you to get on the do it, whatever, get on the horn and tell your people to stop it. Now, respectfully, I will say this. If I was Simone, I would ask people, you know what, stop. That's not what this is about. But after she does that, can Simone control if people do or don't stop? She cannot. But what MyKayla has to understand as an adult, the words that come out your mouth, you got to be responsible for them. So a lot of times, and listen, nobody's perfect, but a lot of times that's why I think about stuff before I say it. You got to be responsible for what comes out your mouth, especially when you're on a platform, and especially when you got a platform with a whole bunch of followers. Be responsible for what comes out your mouth. Was you thinking about mental health, MyKayla, when you wanted to tell people they wasn't hard workers and they was about to go to the Paris 2024 Olympics? Your people kill me. You was not thinking about nobody mental health either. You told them lazy bums, I'm paraphrasing. They about to go to the Olympics. Instead of encouraging them, you're discouraging them, telling them they not hard workers. And now when the boomerang comes back on you, you want to talk about, woe is me. Now, 10 toes down, I will agree with you. I don't think nobody should be threatening your life. But we're going to talk about this MyKayla Skinner versus Simone Biles thing. Then we're going to talk about R. Kelly. Behind bars, he's suing the people. Yeah, he is. R. Kelly is 10 toes down, and he was right. He said that internal employees was digging all up in his emails, all up in his business, and selling intel to Tasha K. That's what R. Kelly said. Don't be coming saying the diva said that. R. Kelly said that, and he sued. It's in his lawsuit. So the government said, well, we ain't going, he ain't lying. He said, they say he ain't lying. They said they did find an employee, did do as he said they did. But what their defense is, they say, listen, we can't control thousands of employees. They acting like, well, it ain't our responsibility. They're like, it happened. Oh, well, get over it. You can't sue us. They want the courts to throw it out. So they did not deny. They just said, we can't be responsible for them people. They agreeing somebody did it. And they said, and so Tasha K is denying that she bought soda, whatever. And the government is saying, yeah, somebody did take his information. Listen, when you work for these jobs, everything they touch, trust and believe, they know who touched it and when. Especially all electronic records, everything electronic, they will know who was the last person to touch it. In the hospital, when I worked in the hospital, they let you know, don't go up in nobody's chart that you didn't have business going up in their chart. Because it's against the law. And we will come for you if we find out you, a diva, is going in somebody else's chart and you're not taking care of that patient and there was no need for you to be up in that chart. So yeah, that prison knows when somebody looking at somebody else's stuff. So they know the exact employee who did it. Yes, they do. But their defense is, they said, we don't give a darn. They said they can't control thousands of employees. The employee, I don't even know if they fired the employee. I got to remember to see if that was in the article. We'll dive into it. But all I know is they want the courts to throw it out. They're not denying it. They said, I can't control all these people. Ain't that interesting? Since when does a company is not responsible for what their employee does? Well, where they do that at? Well, the government is saying that. But don't they mix up the rules and the laws whichever way they want, when they feel like it, how they feel like it? Because they're not trying to pay this man $300 million or whatever the case may be. So they just going to use the defense of whatever. Let's see how this plays out. I don't know. But listen, guys, I got to load this train up. We got to get the people on in the building. Okay, so we can start to talk here. Y'all know what I need in the chat so I can load the train up. I need a what, y'all? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and it is called You Talk Too Much. We got Kevin Hart versus Michael Jordan, okay? Michael Jordan, they say the ladies are petty. The men, I think the men, y'all more petty than we are. They swear they swear we the most pettiest things walking. But it seems like the man is running neck to neck with us with the pettiness. Because Michael Jordan is not speaking to Kevin Hart. Then you got MyKayla Skinner want to tell Simone Biles, you help me. She saying help. She was in tears. She saying help. The people are trying to come for me. Then we got R. Kelly. He behind bars. He fighting for his rights, okay? He fighting to get his case thrown out. He fighting to get money from the government for allowing people to be all up in his business. All right, y'all, I'm going to load this train up. Hold on 1 second here. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, my opinion. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Wayne. Hey, y'all.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, listen, we're going to get right into this story, okay? We're just going to get right into it. And you know what? I'm going to first start with Kevin Hart and, Michael Jordan. Listen, men will be 10 toes down that, the ladies, we do too much. We petty, we catty, whatever. Well, look at these two. The boys are fighting. Okay, so Kevin Hart reveals how Michael Jordan feud began. He said he had an attitude with me. Okay, let me see if I can I don't think, you know what? Oh, this is a Jimmy Kimmel thing. I can't play this. Let me let that go. The boys are fighting. Kevin Hart revealed that he hasn't spoken to Michael Jordan in years because of a feud between the two stars. The comedian 45 dissed the retired NBA All-Star 61 at his show in Atlantic City last month. Let me just pause that. Oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. At his show in Atlantic City last month, the boys are fighting. Kevin Hart revealed that he hasn't spoke to Michael Jordan in years because of a feud between the stars. The comedian 45 dissed the retired NBA All-Star 61 at his show in Atlantic City last month on his Acting My Age tour and explained how their beef started. Michael had an attitude with me for years because I hosted a celebrity event for him and he came in late. I saw him coming in late and I hit him with a joke, Hart told the audience, according to an eyewitness that spoke to the Daily Mail. It was quick. It was all in fun. I don't know where it came from, Hart added. I just hit him with a quick one. Hart said that Jordan had an attitude with him after the celebrity event and hasn't talked to him since. The Jumanji actor also reportedly said that he and Jordan don't get along, and the former basketball player is not a Kevin Hart fan. However, Hart said that he's totally unbothered by the drama. I don't give a shit. I could care less. I can effing care less, he told the crowd. Hart went on, I'm at a point in my life where it's very hard to bother me. I'm 45 years old, and it's not about the progression of life. I'm sorry, guys, I thought I heard something. It's not about the progression of life. You get the point where little things don't bother you. I'm not the same person I once was. The Post reached out to Jordan's rep for a comment. Hart first suggested his beef with Jordan in June 2016 during an interview on the Jimmy Kimmel Live. Mike still be mad at me. True story, Hart said. Just before explaining how he pissed Mike off when he hosted the charity event in Las Vegas. As I'm saying stuff, I lock eyes with Mike. He's in the front row, and I started teasing him, Hart recorded. I was like, man, what age do you get to where it's okay to wear your pants that high and nobody addresses it? I said, you telling me I'm the only one that thinks Mike's pants are past the legal limit for the waist? Hart said that while he was merely making fun jokes, Jordan wasn't happy about the comments. He's giving me a look like, you going to keep going? You ain't going to stop? I don't care. I was laughing, Hart said. The comedian also confessed that while he may or may not have been drunk when he was hosting the event, he continued to get over and I see him. He continues to get over and I see him. I'm like, what's up, Mike? And he shook my hand and squeezed it real hard. And he's like, you have a good day. I haven't seen him since. He's still my favorite player, though, he added about Jordan. If I see him again, I'm going to ask him about it. You better lose it too, Mike. Now, listen, during this charity event, he also talked about Michael Jordan's kids, about how his sons don't have the basketball gene. It got a little bit messy, and I can understand why Michael Jordan got mad. What are your thoughts, Leo?
Wow, Diva, my thoughts. My thoughts are Michael Jordan ain't the one. I saw the documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called The Last Dance. And Michael Jordan is petty, and he vindictive, and he is competitive, and he is all of those things. And he got more money than God. And if he want to be mad at Kevin Hart, he gonna be big mad at Kevin Hart. I don't know what Michael Jordan thought he signed up for when it's a comedian roast. I'm not quite sure what he thought was going to happen, but it happened, and I'm quite sure he is big mad because he has a huge ego. So yeah, he is. He mad, and he's not going to give up on being mad, because your question was in the beginning of the segment, do you need to just let it go? Of course, us regular people, it's been a decade, like so many things have happened. That kind of thing would not stop me from being civil to a person when I would see them or something like that. It sounds like to me the jokes was funny, because I did kind of chuckle when he talked about the high-waisted mom jeans he probably had on. But I mean, listen, he's not that person. That's just not who he is. He's still big mad, and he gonna continue to be mad. And he got more money than God, so he gonna be mad, and he ain't got no problem with it. And if Kevin Hart has said he don't care, let him be mad, then okay. That's that. Listen, that's where they at. So that it works. If y'all like it, I love it. If it works for y'all, then that's what worked for these big petty men who also are very emotional and stay in their fields.
Stay in
Because
there.
Kevin Hart in his fields too. He in his fields too.
He is. He definitely is. And I will say this. I did see The Last Dance. I did see that. And Michael Jordan, I really do feel he's a petty Betty. But that's my thoughts. In my opinion, you're up.
Who is a Kevin Hart hanging fault with? I just think Kevin Hart is a messy person. And like all messy people, you get what you get.
Well, I take that. Tom Brady, they did a roast with Tom Brady, and Tom Brady did say that afterwards, if he could do it all over again, he wouldn't do it because he didn't like the jokes that Kevin Hart made about his family. And he said, it really hurt his family and his ex-wife, and he said he would never do it again. I think now comedians have to realize that the world has taken kind of like a turn, and the way that they did their comedy and their stand-up, it doesn't really fly well in this day and age, and you maybe have to pivot and do something a little bit different. Wayne, you're up.
You do have to do something different because, like, for instance, excuse me, Living Color.
Mm-hmm. Woo, yeah.
You couldn't do the same things was on Living Color back in the 90s now.
Mm-hmm.
And from what you just hearing what you said, I don't see anywhere where Michael Jordan said anything. Okay, he didn't say. Okay, if everybody thinks that he's mad because of that, but he hasn't spoken on it. But Kevin Hart is the one on there. I don't give a gift, and I did this all this, and Michael ain't said nothing. I mean, has Michael Jordan been out there saying I'm mad at Kevin Hart because of this? I don't think anybody heard that. But it's Kevin Hart doing all the talking. Sometimes you have to bridle your words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you start talking about people's children, that's almost a no-no. It may be a
That's
joke to
right.
you.
That's right.
It
That's
may
right,
be a
Wayne.
joke to you, and then people start laughing, and it's not funny. So, I mean, is it worth it? He's the one out here on social media or on these shows talking about it. If this happened back in 2016 or whatever, and Mike hadn't said nothing, how is he petty? Because he ain't talk to him? I don't think they were best friends. So, I mean, I'm not mad at Michael, because I don't see anywhere where Michael said that I'm pissed off at Kevin Hart because he said this, he said that. Kevin is assuming that he's pissed off because he ain't spoke to him. He ain't said nothing to him. I probably wouldn't have either. If I didn't like it, and you're not really a close friend of mine, okay, what have I lost? Nothing. Haven't even lost your friendship because I never had it. So I think Michael's going on spending his money, not even worried about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart got to get to where he is. He's still low level.
Oh my God.
I'm done.
All right. Well, there it is. There it is. Savannah, you're up.
Well, I think Wayne said it all. I'm going to agree with Wayne, and in my opinion, we wouldn't have known about this story if Kevin Hart didn't bring it up. Michael at the time that he hired Kevin, Kevin was an employee, Michael was the employer, and so there is a relationship of respect there. So I think talking about children is hitting below the belt. But we all know when you go to these comedy shows, regardless of who's on stage, you number one rule is you don't arrive late, especially if you're sitting in the front, because you become an easy target. But Kevin's not funny, and he would do. I recall when he did Shaq's comedy tour or something as well, and he made fun of Shaq. Now Shaq did the Shaq and Shawnee. Shawnee wasn't pleased, but Shaq was cracking up. Um, I just think Mike is. It didn't mean anything to him, and Kevin just needed to have something to talk about, I guess. I too saw the Tom Brady roast. I like roast. I never understood why someone would put themselves through that, but I remember the roast from back in the day with what was his name, like Dean Carey and Lucille Ball, and I remember when they used to do all those roasts. It wasn't anything as low level and as they didn't come after the person the way that these roasts are done now. And I think that they did go below the belt and low level on Tom Brady. So I just don't understand why he needed to bring this up as a story, because Mike is not sweating him, and I don't think he should.
Yeah, I agree with you. So to give a little more context to it is Michael Jordan actually paid Kevin Hart to do a comedy show, and he just happened to show up to his own event late. And then when he did show up, Kevin Hart was talking about him. It was really bad. I showed the Light article on it. I guess I'll attach this one to the Daily Mail one to the description of this video in case anybody want to see. He really went in, and he went in on Michael Jordan kids too, right? Because let me just go down. So here it talks about how, again, like the other one said, it says, what age do you get to where it's okay to wear your pants that high and nobody addresses it? Kevin asked at the time, even though during his comedy tour, he said that he compared Michael's outfit to a pregnant lesbian. And also, he said Kevin defended himself by telling the fans that he believes Michael is a horrible jester and wears some of the worst jeans I've seen in my life. He went on to joke that he has huge back pockets that can fit a Dell computer on one side and a modem in the other pocket. I just don't see, to me, if you're a real good comedian, the last thing you have to do is just totally offend somebody, right? Again, that's just my opinion. You can have jokes. I never forget.
As a March 2024 bride and a wedding.
I never forget, what's his name? He since passed, that comedian, and he joked about baby kids. Like, I never heard him physically address a person, but his jokes was so funny. I like jokes like that. Later on, the stand-up, Kevin brought up the NBA champion where he was sharing a story about when he had to buy D pills following an injury he sustained last year that caused his pee to look like a thumb and he couldn't move his legs. The comedian joked that the gas station where he went to buy pills would run out, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I wanted to tell you. He then said that Michael will be will effing kill me when he hears the joke. Let me come down because it's a part here I want to jump down where he talks about, he said, if you ever told me I could buy Michael Jordan's DNA off the street, I would pay top dollar for it. Shoot it in my son's behind and immediately say, go do a layup, jump, let me see something. If you don't think Michael Jordan thinks about it every time he sees Del Curry on the sideline celebrating with Steph Curry, he continued. Michael got to look down at the couch at Marcus and Jeffrey, and that's his sons. Look at you two, ASHIT, just sitting there, all cuddled up with different colored Jordan combinations every day. You two pieces of SHIT. To talk about his children like that was below the belt. Below the belt. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, we know when people do roast, nobody's off limits, but that was just too much. That was too much. And I laugh at the woman Jews. That part was funny, but talking about the kids and stuff, that's a little bit pushing. And both of them are arrogant and narcissists. So, like, who cares? Because Michael Jordan, he's very arrogant, and Kevin, he's a narcissist. So, to each his own. You hired him, and that's what you paid for. So get mad with Kevin, not us. But like I said, talking about the kids, that was a little bit too far. You went a little. I mean, I can see you joking, but that joke was too far. You went too far on that one. But anyway, at a roast, no, it's nothing off limits. But that was just a little bit too much. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Julius, you're up.
Well, actually, from when Michael Jordan was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, I heard from my fellow peoples that was down at the City Hall when it happened, he was stuck up and ignorant. And so hearing some of Kevin's comments, not too surprised. But do I believe that Kevin was wrong to talk about the man's kids? Absolutely. You don't talk about the children. Now, you can talk about the man all you want to. You could talk about his bald head, how he wears his sneakers, his overpriced sneakers. You can go ahead and talk about all that, but leave his kids out. That's all.
Thank you, Julius. Tay, you're up.
If I was George Michaels, I should have brought Kevin to do that joke in the first place. Then we would have talked about it in the first place. And told them we all know Kevin short, me, Hart, is not that funny at all. I'm not his fan, and I never will. You shouldn't talk about nobody kid in the first place. You always get mad when people talk about your height. And now you talk about somebody else's kid. Might as well look in the mirror, Kevin. Might as well looking. If I was Michael Jordan, I just wipe my hands off of Kevin Hart and move on. Because all the celebrities have trouble with what you call comedian and rappers. Every time you hear people always have beef with everybody for celebrity. It's just how it is right there. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna roll right into this next story, and this next story is the gymnast MyKayla Skinner. She used to be on the team with Simone Biles and some of the other girls that are currently on the team, and now she's saying that people are threatening to unalive her because of a statement she made about the team. She said right after she made the statement, she pretty much realized people mistook and misunderstood what she said. She said she personally apologized to her teammates, her ex-teammates, and everybody on the team. She said she got a response back from Simone Biles. She said, she even did an apology on her Instagram. And she said, but now once Simone and the team have won gold, she said the hate started all over again, but it's at an all-time high. And she said for mental health and everything else, she really was just Simone Biles would tell the people to back off. No, that noise is the rain clear. It is what is it? Storm Debbie. She's wrecking havoc. She's wrecking havoc, and that's probably what you hear. So I hope you can hear this video.
Hey everyone. I sincerely hope that this topic wouldn't need to be revisited, but unfortunately, things have really gotten out of hand lately, and it's one thing to disagree with me regarding something I have said or a point I was trying to make, but it's something else entirely when that turns into cyberbullying or even worse. Watching people cheer on the bullying, which has led to threats of physical harm to me, my husband, and our daughter, is disgusting. So please, at this point, I am just asking for it to just stop for the sake of my family, because enough is enough. So why I'm here is because about 4 weeks ago, I made a comment about work ethic and what seems to be taking place with the rising generation. To be totally clear, I take 100% responsibility for poorly articulating the point I was trying to make, and the last thing I wanted was to cause harm or offend our U.S. Olympic team. I know these women are incredible, the very best of the best, and almost all of them are my former teammates who I have enjoyed very much cheering on the last few years. I posted a video apology on Instagram, and I followed up with a written apology, and I sent individual messages to each of the women on the team. Only Simone had responded, and she told me that she was proud of me. You guys can imagine my surprise last week when I was celebrating our team winning gold, just to see this brought up all over again by a caption on an Instagram post. If Simone truly believes that I called our team lazy and lacking talent, and if that's really how she feels, I am really heartbroken over it, but not just heartbroken because it isn't how I feel or even what I previously said, but heartbroken because Simone's latest post and others that followed it fueled another wave of hateful comments, DMs, articles, and emails, hate that includes death threats to me, my family, and even my agent. So my family and my friends don't deserve to be caught in a crossfire here. They've done nothing. So to Simone, I am asking you directly and publicly to please put a stop to this. Please ask your followers to stop. You have been an incredible champion for mental health awareness, and a lot of people need your help now. We've been hurt and attacked in ways that I am certain you never intended. Your performance, the team's performance, and the Olympics in general should be a time that we support one another and lift each other and our country up. I love our country and I love our team, and I hope that we can move on and move forward and cheer on the rest of our teammates and our athletes together.
Diva, do you have
Girl,
Diva,
bye.
do you have a clip of what she actually said?
I do know what she actually said. She said they were lazy. The team was lazy, but I got more to show y'all. Give me 1 minute. Let me show y'all some more. This she turned the comments off on. Okay, I got more to show y'all. Hold on 1 second. So, dear Team USA and our gymnastics community, I want to formally apologize to Team USA and to our gymnastic community for my comments during my recent YouTube episodes of the gymnastics Olympic trials. It was not my intention to offend or disrespect any of the athletes or to take away from their hard work. Your hard work and dedication has paid off, and I congratulate each and every one of you. Upon reflection, I was comparing the mantra era to the current era. I am coming to terms that I have not fully dealt with the emotional and verbal abuse I endured under mantra that perhaps led to my hurtful comments. I take full responsibility for what I said, and I deeply apologize. It is most important to me that the sport I love could continue down the path of healing and ensures a positive environment for all. I wish you all the very best in Paris. I will be cheering you on. Go Team USA. I believe in the next article I have to show you, that was her apology that she wrote. Let me go and show you the other article, and I will tell you, she said something about them being lazy. I will show you. Let's see if it backtracks in here. So hold on one second. So MyKayla Skinner, I'm getting unalive threats. Please make it stop. And she publicly is asking Simone Biles to do it. That video that I'm not showing is the same great thing that I just showed from her Instagram. Former Team USA gymnast MyKayla Skinner says she's been targeted with a ton of hate after Simone Biles shaded her on social media, claiming her family has even received unalive threats amid the drama, and she's begging for it all to stop. Skinner released a lengthy Instagram video to address the backlash she faced over Biles' caption took aim at her previous comments about the current squad's lack of work ethic. This is what MyKayla said. And while she thought it would all blow over, that simply hasn't been the case. Skinner said Biles fans have piled on the bullying in the days following the diss, with some folks crossing the line and threatening physical harm on her husband, and their daughter. So please, at this point, I'm just asking for it to stop for the sake of my family, because enough is enough, and emotional, Skinner said in the clip. Skinner went on to say her initial comments were poorly articulated, and she did not mean to harm or offend the 2024 team, claiming her words were more about the rising generation, not the gold medal winners in particular. I know these women are incredible, the very best of the best, and almost all of them are my former teammates who I've enjoyed very much cheering on the last few years. Skinner says she apologized to every member of the team, and she initially thought she made amends with Biles, only to see her post the diss last week. If Simone truly believes that I called our team lazy and lacking talent, and if that's really how she feels, I am really heartbroken over it, Skinner said, but not just heartbroken because it isn't what I feel or even how I previously said, but because Simone's latest post and others that followed it fueled another wave of hateful comments, DMs, articles, and emails. Hate that includes death threats to me, my family, and even my agent. My family and my friends don't deserve to be caught in the crossfire here. They done nothing. Skinner ended her video by directly asking Biles to step in and tell her supporters to cut it out. We've been attacked in ways that I'm certain you never intended. Your performance, the team's performance, and the Olympics in general should be a time that we support one another. I will pull up, but pretty much she said that the team was lazy, they lack work ethic before they even went. Yeah, many people are claiming she's crying victim now.
She's doing them white.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, Julius. Let me just go on order. Leo, go ahead. You're up, and while you're up, I'm gonna go ahead and find the exact original comments.
So from everything that I can gather, she kicked the hornet's nest, but it was her foot that did it.
Come on now.
If she felt this way to publicly to put on a platform that the work ethic of her other comrades in gymnastics was lazy and they did not have the proper work ethic, she really got listen, the public and the social media threats to her family, is unacceptable. Her agent, everything about that is wrong. We really need to cut that out. That is not acceptable at all. But when you came and criticized your own compatriots in the sport that you claim that you love, and you did it publicly, at that time, you weren't concerned about their mental health and what type of backlash it could have came to them, because you can't control these social media streets. They do what they do. The people have turned on Simone Biles before. When she backed out of the Tokyo events, they were up in arms about that she was weak and she didn't have the fighting spirit anymore. They turned against her then. So you can't control. And she said for mental health reasons, she could not perform. So therefore, you cannot control what the backlash was going to be. But when it came to you, then now you on our social media feeds, and I've been seeing her picture, and I didn't really click on it. I didn't see what she was talking about, but I really did see her. Now, when I watch your footage, I have seen her on my feed. And so, now you're claiming the mental health and the safety of your family, which is a legitimate thing. You started all of this. Simone Biles was in Paris minding her own gymnastic business. She was trying to get her gold medal. She was not thinking about you. And you are the one that started this and went against your own people in your own sport that you so claim to love. And now you wanna backflip and back out of it. But that's what you said. And did Simone Biles actually reignite this by speaking on it in a little diss in her comment? She did. But you can't, the winner takes the spoils. So you can't necessarily tell her how to feel about being called lazy and don't have the proper work ethic. Because I have seen, Diva, it's called a Workout Bros, something on YouTube, and they emulate other people's workouts to see whether or not they could do them. And they was tapping out on Simone Biles' physical training and workout. They try to emulate what she does every single day as a workout for a champion. And these big, tall men with all these big muscles could not emulate her workout. They was tapping out on everything.
Come on now.
Everything.
The girl got body. The girl got body.
They could not do it. Two of them, not one, two, could not emulate her full physical workout. So I don't know, jealousy is a poison. And she spit that poison. It's a poison. And she spit that poison into the universe, and it came back to poison her.
It did, and it poisoned her bad. I do have a clip here of her original comments. Let's see if we could play this.
But besides Simone, I feel like the talent and the depth just isn't like what it used to be. I just noticed, obviously a lot of girls don't work as hard. The girls just don't have the work ethic. And it's hard too because it's a safe sport. Coaches can't get on athletes, and they have to be really careful what they say, which in some ways is really good. But at the same time, to get to where you need to be in gymnastics, you do have to be, I feel like, a little aggressive and a little intense, because I feel like, Russia's not going to be there, so they don't have to have the stress of Russia. And then what other teams really are there? There's a lot of teams that have gotten better and have gotten stronger, but I feel like no matter what, as long as we do a decent job, we'll be fine. Even just some of the other girls that fell twice and still ending up in second place in the all-around is just kind of crazy to me. Is it Hazley or Hesley? Okay.
So she see, everybody want to click in the view. So she was on her YouTube channel talking big money cash. And then when they responded to her, Now she want to talk about mental health. If I'm on the gymnastic team and you calling me lazy, what about my mental health? Like Leo said, in my opinion, you're up.
So you have to be held accountable for your own actions.
Oh shoot.
And I think the one thing she's not doing is holding herself accountable. Those words came out of your mouth. And you didn't immediately retract those words. You didn't clear it up. So if there was a miscommunication that everybody got, you didn't immediately clear it up. Okay? So even when all this happened, you didn't contact everybody and say, oh, I'm sorry. You didn't do that. Okay? You let it spiral out of control. You let your comments get out of whack. Then you contact them and say, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like this. And Simone forgave you. Okay, then she went and stirred up the hornet's nest again in her comment section. This is the part nobody knows about. She went and restirred it up in a comment section, and Simone has fans just like everybody else. Her fans sent those comments back. So when they won, Simone posted what she posted because of what she saw.
Oh, come on! You better update us now. Come on. Now.
You can't be two-faced with me and say, oh, I'm sorry on one end, and then try to dog me out in your comment section on the other end, and then expect me to be boo-boo the fool, and I'm going to take up for you because all of a sudden you saying it. I need to see these threats that you getting, because at the point right I'm at now, I don't believe you. You're not on the team no more, so you can say everybody lazy. You don't even know the people's name. You up here asking your husband the name. That's how uninvolved you not in it.
Woo!
So let me tell you something. When you get on social media, make sure your mental health is straight before you get on here. Because you can't control how somebody takes your comments. They may take it the wrong way regardless to what you're talking about. It's up to you to garner your own mental health. So you can't hold Simone accountable for nobody but Simone. She's not in control of what I say, what Diva say, or what nobody else say. She can't control them. Simone could say all day long, y'all please don't harass her. Y'all leave her alone. That doesn't mean they're going to leave you alone. Simone holds the record of the world's most gold medal and silver medal champion in the world. And this is what you want to do. This is who you want to pick on. I ain't here for it.
Ooh, you brought the smoke. Well, there it is. You brought the smoke. On Wayne, you up?
Well, you know the old saying, you know, you messed around and found out. Okay. Now she didn't see the error. She didn't see the error of her ways. How long y'all gonna nail her to the cross? My advice to her: you said whatever you said. It got out of control. It is your fault. Okay, if she is getting death threats, that's the no-no. And if there's nothing wrong with trying to get some help. If she got to ask her, because that, you know, she dropped her pride, had to ask this black woman that can you stop? And my other words to her is that if you don't want to see the death threats, if you don't want to see whatever they're talking about, get off of social media. Get off of Instagram. Get off of Facebook. Get off of TikTok. You know, because they're going to do what they're going to do on social media. But, I mean, she did come up and give a formal apology. She said she apologized to everybody. You know, how many of us have said something we wish we could have taken back?
Yeah, come on. That's true. That's true. Come on.
She made a mistake. Okay, regardless of what she said, she made a mistake. She see how far it's gotten with all the threats and all the whatever the people coming after her on social media. Okay, but how long she got to do? You know, I mean, whose butt she got to kiss? You know, she said she was sorry, and the way, like I said, she went to Simone Biles. She said it. you know, it's nothing else left for her to do but to turn off social media. That's it.
I appreciate you. Savannah, you're up.
So Diva, I recall seeing MyKayla's post last week, and I looked her up because I didn't remember her. And MyKayla was an alternate for the 2016 Olympic team in Brazil, and in the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, she earned a nominative spot, meaning that she could only compete in an individual competition, but she was not part of the four-member U.S. team. And then only after Simone dropped out because of her citing mental health concerns, MyKayla was then moved into a qualifying spot for the vault, and then she won a silver medal. So you're basically a walk-on. And for you to say that these young ladies who have, as a gymnast, you have to be disciplined not only with your diet but your workout regimen. I too saw the videos like Leo of Simone, her workout, and even her husband couldn't keep up with her. She outworked him in the gym. These young ladies go through an excruciating 14, 16-hour days sometimes in the gym for years, all types of injuries. And I know Jordan Childs, I recall seeing her story, how she was having a hard time coming up in the ranks and her family affording competitions. And Simone invited her to come to Texas and train with her and be at her gym. And her and Jordan kind of grew up together. So for this young lady, I agree with Wayne as well. Turn off the comments, get off of social media. You basically wrote a check that your tail can't cash. So I took offense with what she said because she called these athletes who not only do they not, they have to pay for their own room and board over there for food. It's not like they have this cushy free ride, but said that these other women, minus Simone, lack talent and depth. And I took offense when she said that last year because Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, their stories are just amazing what they had to go through and overcome. Suni had medical issues that she had to overcome to make it to the team. And I don't think it's Simone's place to wipe the poop off her shoes. I really don't. You stepped into it, and I think you really need to face it.
Well, yeah. Y'all bringing the smoke tonight. Well, Katrina, your thoughts?
Well, it's being lazy is being Simone. Please let me be Simone.
Come on now.
Because if that's lazy, girl, I hate to see what a couch potato look like. I mean, come on, this girl has it going on. And I'm sick of people trying to comfort this girl or her team. But I'm sick of them trying to comfort her hair, trying to comfort her routines. This girl, she went through a mental break the last Olympics, came back stronger as ever. She was tired. Everybody had their hopes and dreams in her. And that was she had a mental breakdown because I'm quite sure she was tired and didn't know what she could do. This child been doing this ever since she was a child. She's been doing these flips and all that type of stuff from a young age, coming from an orphan family. This girl has risen up, and she deserves the most respect because you don't see her on social media going in after nobody until they come after her, and she still don't be nasty with it. So if being lazy is Simone Biles, then I will be lazy. And for the girl that came on and said all this type of stuff, you, like Wayne said, you said it, you made a mistake. You should have deleted your comment instead of going in on what you're saying. So that making people think like, okay, you're saying one thing, but you're doing another. So if you're going to say one thing, stick with that. and get off social media. If you getting death threats and all that type of stuff, if you don't read them, you won't know what people are saying. And maybe that when then you come in for a mental health, because Simone went through a mental break, so now you need a mental break. You should have thought of that before you went out there and opened your mouth. And like Savannah, Wayne, everybody was saying, get off social media so that way you won't read it, you won't see it. Tell your kids to go to Roblox and stop looking at YouTube or IG or whatsoever. Tell your husband look up mechanics or whatever and stop looking at that. Then you'll be all right. That's all I got, Diva.
Ooh, Julius, you're up.
Nikita007, I love your comment and I'm about to reread it. We can only imagine how many death threats Simone gets on the regular. So she gets one lousy one and all of a sudden it's the tears. Girl, miss me with the foolery. And I remember when she competed in the Olympics. That's when I was watching back then. She was horrendous. Horrendous. Gabby Douglas and the others carried that whole team. She was horrendous. And she has the nerve to say someone else was lazy. Has she looked in the mirror? Because lazy is written all over her person. Doing her crybaby tears like, Simone, please come. Like, can you ask them to stop, please? Simone, news just came out that Simone's, that I don't know if this is true, but I believe news just came out that she's now expecting a baby with her husband. So she's moving into her next level of life, and she just announced her retirement from gymnastics. And you want to come with this petty BS. Even though you attempted to clear, you didn't mean yes, you did mean Simone. That's how she took it. Yes, you did. You know what you said. You know how you said it. You need to woman up. You need to own it. And you need to lay in the bed that you laid for yourself. Because now she wants to claim mental health and all the threats against her families and stuff. Even though I don't agree with those, if they're happening, they shouldn't be happening. But I found when she said that was manipulative on her part. Because she still wants to appear to be the victim. She's not. You're the instigator, the troublemaker, the bully, and you're mad because I seen Simone's simple shade clap back, and it was subtle, it was respectful, but it was straightforward to the point. You're mad because she landed that punch, and she landed it good, and you don't know what to do with yourself. Maybe look in the mirror and look and work through your issues and get over yourself and come off your high horse and miss me with your crybaby tears.
Okay, thank you, Tay. You're up.
Cry me a river. Someone play me a violin, please. You're the one say this to Simone, and guess what? Flashback come to you right there in your face, right there. A snake is a snake. Like Julie said, you gonna lay in this bed and look at the mirror too. Because all your foolery, your prime, and you act like a childish right there too. I feel bad for your daughter to see how to see all this because your foolery right here. Grow up. Put your big girl panties on. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Carrie, you're up.
Hey, everybody. I'm glad Savannah brought that up about bringing her back to our remembrance, because I didn't remember her, which means that she wasn't memorable anyway to begin with. And I think that we all watch. Well, I do. I watch all the games on Olympics, but it's this selective victim mentality that they do, and we all know who I'm talking about. You say things, and then when we react, now we're the angry Black person. And they use these buzzwords like attacked, which gets their community riled up. Now you feel attacked. But you was trying to throw them off their game and it didn't work.
Ooh.
Simone didn't respond in words. She responded on the mat. And she nailed it like she does every single time. They're also upset because we come in for all the sports. And we dominating in all the sports. And who are you anyway? I mean, if your opinion mattered so much, I would think that you would be in Paris commentating. But you're not. Sonia Richardson is over there because she qualifies to speak on that sport as a commentator. I don't, and you know I was in the audience, but this thing with these clear people is under my skin. It is eating them up that we are coming for everything. And I'm here for it. I mean, we are super proud of everybody that makes it to the Olympics. These are the best in the world. They had to qualify. She didn't get a pass. No one on that team got a pass, Black or white, or any other nationality. They didn't get a pass. They had to qualify. They practiced for 4 years straight for an hour's worth of work on the mat. Just like the runners, they practiced for 4 years for 10 seconds in the 100. That's not lazy. Nowhere near lazy. They forego everything, a social life, anything they want to eat. They forego sleep. They forego sometimes having children or getting married or going out. They forego all. They have to be laser focused for 4 years or sometimes only 10 seconds. And even when they don't win, they go back again. I've had it with them. I'm sorry. That's all I have.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, God. Yeah, the storm is crazy tonight, y'all. Be safe, everyone. We're going to roll right into this last story. And the last story is, when R. Kelly was going through all of his trials, Tasha K got some very, unauthorized, censored information about him. So much so that he decided to sue. And now the government is saying, yeah, look, somebody did get the information, but in my opinion, they pretty much saying like, but so what? What you want? What you want us to do? Okay. And listen, even if you are a prisoner, you do have rights, right? So R. Kelly's private information was leaked by a prison employee. Government admits in a bombshell lawsuit. Okay, so they say, yeah, he right. The U.S. government fired back at R. Kelly's lawsuit over prison workers allegedly accessing his private emails and call logs. In Touch can exclusively report. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, lawyers representing the government asked that Kelly's 2023 lawsuit, where he claimed prison employees used the internal prison system to access his emails, visitor, and phone logs, be tossed. The government denied it breached its duty of care to Kelly. The response admitted there was an Inspector General investigation into the unauthorized access of Kelly's sensitive information. The response said the officer Kelly named in his complaint was investigated, but no charges were ever brought in 2019. The Chicago Sun-Times reported the prison employee in question has recently retired. Not y'all let the man retire. The government seemingly admitted that an investigation found a prison worker did. Y'all hear me? This ain't Diva talking. A prison worker did provide blogger Tasha K with information that was accessed from the internal system. The lawyer argued for the case to be dismissed. He said the United States is not subject to institutional liability stemming from allegedly widespread negligent practices or policies. In Kelly's suit, his lawyer said the defendant, United States of America, breached its duty to care duty of care to Kelly when it allowed countless BOP office to access Kelly's confidential information without any legal basis to do so. The defendant, United States of America, knew that one of the employees and the other prison workers routinely accessed Kelly's private information from its systems and divulged private information to third parties for monetary gain, clout, or simple harassment. Because of the United States of America's breach, at least 60 prison officers made unauthorized access to Kelly's sensitive, confidential, and private information maintained by the BOP on its electronic system known as TrueView, Kelly's lawyer claimed. In the suit, Kelly said he believed the officers sold the information to Tasha K, who then posted it on her blog. Tasha K denied the claims she had anything to do with illegal activity on her Instagram. His lawyer said Tasha K rallied her massive followers to harass Kelly with the use of the stolen information and created chaos in Kelly's personal life, even using the information to influence witnesses in Kelly's ED&Y criminal prosecution. On information and belief, the stolen information was shared with and used by prosecutors from the United States Attorney Office as a tool to influence witnesses against Kelly. Now the United States government has demanded the case be tossed. Kelly was arrested in July 2019 on 13-count indictment filed in Illinois. He was hit with a separate criminal case over similar charges in New York. The singer was sentenced to 20 years in the Chicago case and 30 years in the New York case. Robert Kelly used his power and fame for evil when he exploited children for his own gratification. Sean Fitzgerald, special agent in charge of HSI Chicago, said, following the sentence, we are confident that Kelly's sentence will empower victims who are facing similar circumstances to come forward, knowing they will be supported by HSI alongside his partners from the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Chicago Police Department, and IRS Criminal Investigation. Will do everything in our power to ensure predators like Kelly face justice. Yikes. Listen, I ain't never in my life seen an institution admit, our workers messed up. Our workers get the information, but they pretty much saying, so what? Leo, what are your thoughts?
Diva, I don't know of this situation either, but it does let me know that this is a practice that they have done in the Illinois state jails, that you have carte blanche access. 60-some people had access to this man's email. And it's cute when it's somebody that we want to stay behind bars. Right. But keep in mind, I appreciate the fact that this defense is being launched, because that's the thing, right? If the people in power that allow this type of behavior against someone who we do know we want to stay in jail and up under the jail, imagine what they do to the little people who don't have the ability to fight back on this type of behavior. It's not just, people always complain about a criminal that they have the goods on. They get a top-notch lawyer, a rich person. They get a top white shoe lawyer to defend them. You do want the proper defense because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
If they are allowed to do this type of thing, they did it. And oh well. Okay. So what kind of defense is that? If this is allowed, then this can be allowed, faithful in little, faithful in much. So if this is what they do to this man, then the little people don't have no hope whatsoever. He does need to fight this. They need to be held accountable and tell us why this is acceptable, that no one will be held accountable for this type of behavior that's going on in the prison. I agree with the charge. I agree with the charge. I agree with the claim. Somebody need to find out why this is acceptable. Because like I said, we want him to stay up under the jail. But when you allow this one thing, then it could damage some of our loved ones within the system that's being treated unfairly. And they can see this as a precedent to continue this type of behavior. And it's been going on before it got to him. But now they done got caught up. And he got his retirement? Where did he do that at?
Did you let this man benefit off of a prisoner's information, and then you let him retire, and you like, oh well, and
get his pension and get his health care.
Come on now, and 60 other people had access, and you like, whatever.
Okay. See, we can't allow this. We cannot allow, and this is the DOJ. Okay, we can't even allow this at all. I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right. Now, I might not like you.
Right.
I might see you as the devil reincarnate, but you know what? I'm with you when you're right.
Right, that part. Thank you, Leo. In my opinion, you are.
So we have rules and laws to protect all our citizens and their privacy. And if we let this go, I don't care who the person is. If we let this go, then that's setting a precedent that they can be able to do it to all of us. So your loved ones that get clanked up, whether they're innocent or not, can be held at the same level. And I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong that the government is saying, hey, we know this happened. We let them retire and we don't care. That's just like a slap in the face. And so I do think they need to pay up. And I think they also need to go in for charges of themselves because now you done broke the law.
That part. I appreciate you in my opinion. Wayne, you're up.
Well, we know R. Kelly is scum, but we are a nation of laws and rules that have to apply to everybody. And when they don't apply to everybody, people get over. Okay? So if they let this go, and like this, the guy that retired, whoever it was, probably got a nice little bag. What's going to happen? It's going to be like fire if it hasn't already. It's going to be encouragement to others. We got a lot of celebrities in jail. Okay, so if this gets if this gets over, then it's going to be another case, and they just going to exploit people. Okay, you have people in jail that are innocent. Okay, what if you exploit those people? So it has to stop because it's going to be a money grab. And if the law, if he can, file a case or whatever under the law, it should apply to him just like it applied to everybody else. Okay, when you got money, like what's his name, Weinstein, I think they overturned his, or he wants to overturn his thing, whatever. But you have to give people the opportunity to be able to file a case and do everything in their plan. That's why they got law libraries in these jails. But they have to really make it a point, and something has to happen. I mean, it's not that it's R. Kelly or what he did. He's a person, and somebody broke the law. Mm-hmm. So if we can continue to let people break the law on these things, it's just going to be something else. So I think the system, that part is broken. If they're letting people do that, go into people's files, that should be grounds for, well, the guy's already quit. Mm-hmm. But if it continues, they need to make examples out of these, these people who work in the prisons. Fire them. You know, if they lose their pension, so be it. Just because somebody did wrong, don't mean you get to exploit them. Okay? He already in jail. He's already serving a sentence. Why take more advantage of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Savannah, you up?
Diva, you could skip me on this story.
No problem. Katrina, you're up?
Okay. When you get sent to prison or whatsoever, you already stripped of your dignity because you have to do cavity search. They monitoring your phone calls. So basically, you really don't even have no dignity or privacy in a jail in prison anymore. And then Tasha K is lying because I saw that thing where she said that she got that call from a correction officer at the jail. She said it. She got it on one of her lives because I saw it when she interviewed this woman saying that she met R. Kelly in the parking lot and he had S with her and he didn't smell good. So Tasha K is lying. And for them people to release this man information, yes, he's in prison. Yes, we know the things that he did. But the ones that's need to be in prison with him was sent up on a documentary. When y'all help him do all this stuff, now you up there talking because there's no more money. So you trying to make money off of this. All of them need to be in jail, prison. Not just him. I said it before. Yes, he did some bad stuff, but he couldn't do this bad stuff all by himself because he couldn't read. So you know he can't go get no fake document for Aaliyah or whatsoever. So, like I said, all of them. And then Drea saying she in the house, she peeping out the door asking can she go to the bathroom. All of them need to be in jail. It's just ridiculous and sad. He's in there, but it should be a whole little line right behind him because they knew what type of man R. Kelly was. Y'all brought these women around to get these young people around to get exactly what he did so you can exploit him and blackmail him. So like I said, a lot of them need to be in jail right along with him. And Tasha K is lying because she did say that on her live that she got that information from a worker at the jail, so at the prison. So the thing of it is, I think it's wrong for them to sit up there and give out his information and stuff like that. Regardless of what he did, he still have rights. And like I said, the parents sent their kids to him. We already knew the what you call him, R. Kelly, the history of R. Kelly. So y'all did that for a reason, so y'all can get something out of it, in which y'all got his money. So I wish he do. I wish they will go back and redo his case and let him get his money. The people that did it, the ones that y'all know that did it, take the money from their pension. Because you got paid from whoever you got paid from, take their money from their pension. Pull that money back. I think it's wrong. Yes, he's in prison, but I think it's wrong for him to do that to him. Like I knew this girl. She gave this girl information out. She was a registered nurse. She gave the girl information out, put it online. Next time I seen her, she was out there windmilling. So, like I said, you still have no right giving people personal information out without their consent. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up.
Those workers shouldn't have did what they did. And I stand by that. They shouldn't have did what they did. R. Kelly's already locked up. He needs to stay locked up. Lock up the rest of them too.
I appreciate you, Julius. And you know what? He do need to stay locked up, but they need to pay him no money, and then the money need to go directly to the victims. Tay, you're up.
You can skip me on this one, Diva.
Okay, no problem. All right, y'all. Especially because it's raining, I'm gonna roll right into the feel good story. So hold on tight. I hope I didn't kick out of it. No, I didn't. Good.
Award-winning poet and author Rachel Eliza Griffiths is only on CBS here to debut her new novel, Promise. It has been called, quote, stunning portrait of love, pride, and survival. It tells the story of two Black sisters, Ezra and Cynthia Kindred, growing up in Maine during the Civil Rights Movement. Griffiths writes, out there in a nation we couldn't fully comprehend, Black swarms marched unafraid. They sang of freedom, lifted their sweet bodies into dark picket lines, danced between fatal crossfires. The book is now available in paperback. Rachel Eliza Griffiths, good morning to you. This book is so beautifully written. You said that you worked on this really for about 10 years. And this idea of promise, that's the title of the book, but the promises that we see that are trying to be kept by families, by those who love us. What was the inspiration?
The inspiration for me was the word itself. And it was a word that grew inside me as a child because people would promise you things and make promises and keep promises, or promises were broken. And I began to just think about this word all of the time, but what is it? What is it really? So I think many writers begin with a question. And for me, the question of what does promise mean, or someone is a promise, or something is promising. And I started to think about that word and Black girls and Black women.
And you also say this is somewhat of a love letter to those who inspired you, be it your mother, the women around you. Talk to us about why it was so important to even use the characters that you're using, these two sisters, and then Ruby, which we'll get to in a second, when it comes to sort of paying homage to those sacrifices a lot of women make, but also to the importance of having that type of book for women as a love letter.
I love how you put that. I mean, it's just my love letter to Black womanhood and kind of being a girl. And I was the kind of girl where I was in the library, I was in the kitchen with my mother, I was going around the neighborhood. Black women were making bread, they were sewing their own clothes, they were musicians, they were this extended village in a way, with all of these gifts. And they had sacrifices, but they also had joys and imagination and invention of things that they would make. I made this, I put this together. And so for me, when I think about Promise, which is a difficult and hard book, there is also a lot of joy in it. And it allowed me to celebrate a kind of quilt of Black women who had raised me or been my sisters, or that I'd seen out in the world as figures that were kind of offered to me as a map of survival and happiness and fulfillment. And that is a very complicated idea because it isn't just happiness, but there is sacrifice and there is trauma and there is vulnerability and pain.
And let's talk about trauma and vulnerability and pain. Miss Ruby, who is, Ruby. I guess today we would call her a frenemy, but she's a little white friend of one of the sisters. But she clearly likes them, but she also resents them. It's very interesting to see the dynamic that she brought to the family. And she was also described as a poor white girl in the book. Compared to them, even though they were not as well off, they still had a nuclear family unit that she seemed to covet.
Yes.
Why did you want to include her? I struggled with Ruby.
I struggled with Ruby
at
too.
The core, she seems like she's trying.
Yes.
You almost can't help but for somebody to end up the way that she does because of her own background.
And that was fascinating to me with her character, because I was saying to you earlier in a conversation, Ruby was really loud and kind of wanting to take over the book. And I was like, girl, you got to sit down over here for a minute, You
actually heard Ruby as you were writing?
Yes. Yeah. And she just had a lot to say. And I'm like, this girl is talking a lot. I'm going to turn the volume down. So with Ruby, however, this issue I wanted to think about in my own life too was kind of class and what the intersection of class and race and girlhood, how do those things happen and how do they happen in landscape? How does class affect what we promise our children or things that are promised to us, what we will receive or not receive? So Ruby, in a way, is almost the opposite, very much so, of the kindred family. Ruby is wild, she's in the mountains, she's kind of her own mother, she's her own father.
She has a journey, Ruby.
And she believes in this freedom that is actually really naive. And so she's almost illiterate in a way, and yet she starts to learn that she's white. And that is something.
Can I ask you really quickly before we go, the character of Cynthia, there's some autobiographical elements to her. What did you, I know authors don't like to say, oh, that's me, but how much of her is you?
Cynthia is so much of me. She is a love letter to me. She is very, very much my inner child and my daughter.
Wow. Well, we love it. Rachel Eliza Griffiths, we thank you so much for joining us. The paperback edition of Promise is on sale today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to show her. It seems like she's a really good author. I've never seen anything by her, and I do read often. Seems like that's going to be a good book. But I want to say to everybody, we're in August, right, of 2024, and the year does seem to go by just like that, the blink of an eye. But I will say this: however many months we have left in 2024, make a promise to yourself to fulfill whatever dream you have that you want to come to fruition this year. Make it happen. Promise yourself that you're going to put yourself first. So many of us, if a friend was to call us that we love, or somebody we love was to call us and ask us, we would probably run and do it. Like we would do anything for them. Just promise, do something for yourself. But listen, guys, I appreciate every time y'all spend time with me. Thanks for being here for Trending Topics. Really good conversations that we have. Remember, the train will not be pulling out tomorrow. Got to go say happy birthday to Dad. But I want to thank y'all for being here, and I will see you again on Thursday. Listen, good night and goodbye, everybody. And if you didn't hit that like button coming in, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Good night, everyone.
Do not cheat at the